From Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, text 2. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kamyanam Karma Namnyasam Sanyasam Kavyo Viduhu Sarva Karma Phalatyagam Prahustyagam Vichakshanaha. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desire is what great learned men call the renounced order of life, sannyas. And giving up the results of all activities is what the wise call renunciation, tyag. So we heard yesterday, Arjuna was asking Krishna, what is the meaning of sannyas and tyag? So Krishna is explaining, the performance of activities for results has to be given up. This is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Performance of activities for results have to be given up. Then we will say, why do I work? I work to get some result. Why should I work? Why should I get out of bed also? You know, nobody wants to do anything if there's no result in it, if we can't get some pleasure out of it. But this is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. But activities leading to advanced spiritual knowledge are not to be given up. What Krishna says is that don't get attached to the results. We should do our duty, whatever position we are in, but we should offer those results to Krishna. So being attached to doing our duty is not bad, but what is not recommended is being attached to the results, because those results are going to bring us back to the material world to either suffer or to enjoy. Because, for example, if I'm doing a particular activity that I'm going to cook this potato because I want to eat it, you know, so then this potato is, I will cut it, cook it, fry it and eat it. But this same eating is going to become the cause that I'm getting karma out of it. I have to take another birth then, you know, to suffer the bad or good out of this. But if the same potato, I feel I want to eat a potato, I cut it, fry it, offer it to Krishna, and then eat it, it becomes karma yoga. So there is no result for it. I don't need to come back. It's not binding me in any activity. So even karma yoga, it does not bind us. And then if bhakti yoga means, oh, let me see, what shall I cook for Krishna? Oh, I have a potato. Let me cut it, peel it, fry it, offer it to Krishna and accept it as prasad. Then that's bhakti yoga. So this is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. So this will be made clear in the next verses. In the Vedic literature, there are many prescriptions of methods for performing sacrifice for some particular purpose. There are certain sacrifices to perform to attain a good son or to attain elevation to higher planets. But sacrifices prompted by desires should be stopped. However, sacrifice for the purification of one's heart or for advancement in the spiritual science should not be given up. So we should not perform a sacrifice to get the result, even a result of going to the heavenly planets, because we will have to take a birth again. We will have to stay in the heavenly planet for X number of years. It could be a long duration of time, but after that time finishes, we have to again carry on with whatever karma we have. We could even become an animal or come back to the earthly planet, go to the hellish planet. Just depends where we are in our karmic cycle. But if we perform bhakti yoga, sacrifice of chanting the holy name of the Lord, then what happens is all our material desires are washed away. And then we do not need to take another birth again in this material world. We can go back home, back to Godhead. Is that okay? Yes. So, text 3. Tyajyam doshavad iti eke karma prahur manishinaha yagya dana tapa karma na tyajyam iti chapare. Some learned men declare that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty, yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity and penance should never be abandoned. There are many activities in the Vedic literature which are subjects of contention. For instance, it is said that an animal can be killed in a sacrifice, yet some maintain that animal killing is completely abominable. Although animal killing in a sacrifice is recommended in the Vedic literature, the animal is not considered to be killed. The sacrifice is to give a new life to the animal. Sometimes the animal is given a new animal life after being killed in the sacrifice, and sometimes the animal is promoted immediately to the human form of life. But there are different opinions among the sages. Some say that animal killing should always be avoided, and others say that for a specific sacrifice it is good. All these different opinions on sacrificial activity are now being clarified by the Lord himself. So in the Vedas, in the earlier ages, it was recommended to do animal sacrifices. But then the animal was not killed by some weapon. It's the Brahmanas were so, to test their knowledge, their purity, they could kill the animal with that mantra. And what would happen is immediately that soul of that animal would get a newer, younger body, or it would immediately get a human body. So it was elevating the position also of the animal that is sacrificed. And this animal sacrifices are strictly prohibited in the Kali Yuga, because we do not have the experienced Brahmanas who know this art. So no kind of animal sacrifice is allowed by the Vedas in Kali Yuga. The only sacrifice that is allowed in Kali Yuga is the sacrifice of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the sacrifice for our easy deliverance, to get love of Godhead. So we should not misuse this concept that in the Vedas that is allowed killing, but for Kali Yuga it is strictly prohibited. Strictly. And before also, the animal was not considered killed. It was for his betterment. He was getting either a newer body or a human body. So his evolution cycle was getting shorter, you know. Is that okay? Yes? No? Maybe? So maybe we can stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining in.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa ji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Happy Ekadashi.